The Force is light and full of shadows. Before we dive in, check the link in the description if you want exclusive Timelines members-only videos you won't find on YouTube, all on our Patreon. The room is vast. Polished stone floors reflect the overhead lighting. High ceilings carry sound with perfect clarity. Every footstep, every breath, every clash of training sabers echoes. Two figures stand in the center, Master and Padawan, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. Obi-Wan is 28, auburn hair, beard neatly trimmed, blue eyes calm, relaxed. He holds his training saber in one hand, Sorsugard, Form 3, the defensive form, blade angled perpendicular, feet shoulder width, weight centered, perfectly balanced. Anakin is 15, dark blonde hair past his shoulders, blue eyes bright with competitive fire, sweating, breathing hard, frustrated. He holds his training saber in one hand, high guard, sheen variation, Form V. The blade tip makes small aggressive circles. Intimidation display. His feet are wide, bouncing slightly, ready to explode into movement. On the observation balcony above, 3 witnesses. Master Yoda, 800 years old, green skin, large ears, leaning on gimmer stick, watching with ancient eyes, sensing something, a disturbance he cannot name. Master Mace Windu, dark skin, bald head, arms crossed, purple lightsaber at his belt, analytical expression, evaluating technique, noting flaws, Sindralig, temple battlemaster, tall, strong, expert in all 7 forms, taking mental notes for his students. This is how the Chosen One fights. This is what prodigious talent looks like before maturity refines it. The dojo has been filled with sound for the past 10 minutes. The rhythmic clash of training sabers. Blue blade against blue blade, Anakin attacking. Obi-Wan defending. A pattern repeating endlessly. Anakin launches another combination. Spinning overhead strike. Ataru acrobatics. Form IV. He jumps. Rotates mid-air. Brings the blade down with full body weight behind it. Obi-Wan sidesteps. Minimal movement. 6 inches to the left. The blade passes harmlessly. He doesn't counter. Just resets his guard. Waiting. Anakin lands. Immediately transitions. Lateral slash aimed at ribs. Power strike. Sheen technique. Committed. Aggressive. Obi-Wan's blade intercepts. Perpendicular parry. Redirecting rather than clashing. The attack slides off harmlessly. No wasted energy. No unnecessary movement. Anakin growls. Frustration building. He's been attacking for 10 minutes. Every combination deflected. Every strike neutralized. Obi-Wan hasn't even broken a sweat. Patience. Anakin. Obi-Wan's voice is gentle. Instructive. Feel the defense. Don't assault it. The words sting worse than a training saber hit. Anakin's jaw clenches. His grip tightens. On the balcony, Mace observes quietly. Technically brilliant, but strategically immature. He's fighting with emotion instead of purpose. Sindralig nods. Every attack burns energy Master Kenobi isn't spending. Sorsu against teenage aggression. It's not a fair match. Yoda says nothing, just watches. His ears twitching. Something is wrong. He can feel it approaching, like a storm building on the horizon. Anakin resets, breathing heavy, chest heaving, sweat dripping. He's exhausted. But pride won't let him quit, won't let him lose. Not in front of the council, not in front of witnesses. He commits. Fully. A particularly aggressive combination. Everything he has left. Sheen power strike. Overhead. 2-handed grip for maximum force. Aimed at Obi-Wan's head. Obi-Wan parries. Easily. The blade redirected. Anakin immediately follows. Ataru aerial spin. Jumping. Rotating. Coming down from a different angle. Trying to overwhelm through unpredictability. Obi-Wan doesn't move his feet. Just adjusts blade angle. The attack passes by. Harmless. Anakin lands off balance. Extended. Committed. Wide open. Obi-Wan's blade moves. Not aggressive. Just instructive. Taps Anakin's extended wrist. Gentle. Precise. A killing blow in real combat. Training saber touching flesh where a real blade would sever the hand. That's the match, Obi-Wan says. Calm. Supportive. You overextended. Left yourself vulnerable. Anakin stumbles. The tap on his wrist combined with his off-balance landing, he nearly falls, catches himself, stands there, breathing hard, defeated, humiliated. In front of Yoda, in front of Mace Windu, in front of the Battlemaster, in front of everyone. He lost. Again. Like always. Obi-Wan's perfect defense, unbreakable, untouchable. A wall Anakin can never climb. The frustration peaks, the exhaustion overwhelms, and in that moment of complete humiliation, something breaks. Not his body, his mind. The memories don't arrive gently. They detonate. Mustafar. Volcanic heat. Lava flows. Smoke choking lungs. Obi-Wan standing on the high ground. You were my brother. Anakin. I loved you. Severing legs. Severing arm. The slide toward lava. The burning. The burning. Flesh melting. Eyes boiling. Lungs collapsing. Screaming. Screaming. Screaming until vocal cords rupture. The suit. Black armor sealing around destroyed flesh. Mechanical limbs replacing organic ones. Respirator forcing air into ruined lungs. K-A-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H. The first breath is Vader. Where is Padme? Is she safe? Palpatine's lie. It seems in your anger, you killed her. The rage. The suffering. The prison of constant pain. 23 years. Every breath agony. Every movement torture. The suit keeping him alive while reminding him he's already dead. The hunts. Jedi after Jedi. Falling before his blade. Their techniques catalogued. Their weaknesses exploited. Ki-Adi-Mundi on Maigito. Aayla Secura on Felucia. Shak-Ti in the temple. Obi-Wan on the Death Star. Hundreds more. All dead. All memories, all blood on his hands. Each fight analyzed, each form studied. Makashi's precision. Ataru's aggression. Soresu's patience. Jem So's power. Every strength. Every flaw. 23 years of hunting the galaxy's greatest warriors. Learning from each kill. Perfecting his craft. Luke, I am your father. The boy's horror. Cloud City. The hand severed. No, that's not true. That's impossible. But it was true. Always true. Father and son. Light and dark. The choice not made until the Emperor's lightning. The final redemption. The death. Every memory. Every technique. Every moment of Vader's existence compressed into 3 seconds. Downloaded into a 15-year-old brain not designed to hold such weight. Anakin freezes mid-stance. His training saber nearly slips from his hand. Body rigid, eyes unfocused. Staring at nothing. Seeing everything. Obi-Wan stops. Concern replacing calm. Anakin. No response. The boy stands there, trembling. Processing 2 lifetimes simultaneously. On the balcony, Yoda's ears droop. Something wrong this is. Mace leans forward. What's happening? Anakin's eyes refocus. Slowly, but they're different. No longer a boy's eyes. Something that has suffered. That has killed. That has died, and somehow returned. What happens next occurs in absolute silence. Anakin doesn't respond to Obi-Wan's question. Doesn't speak. Doesn't explain. Just straightens. Slowly. Deliberately. And his entire body language transforms. The old stance. Feet wide. Bouncing. Ready to explode in any direction. Ataru mobility. Form IV athlete. Training saber held in one hand. High guard. Tip making small aggressive circles. Sheen intimidation. Posture chest forward. Shoulders tense. Every muscle coiled for explosive movement. Teenage aggression barely contained. Eyes bright. Competitive. Slightly wild with emotion. The desperate need to prove himself. Breathing rapid. Audible. Inefficient. Exhaustion from constant attacking. The transformation takes 3 seconds. It is the most terrifying thing anyone in that room has ever witnessed from a 15-year-old. The new stance, feet shift, shoulder width apart, perfectly parallel. Weight drops low, centered. A foundation designed to absorb massive kinetic impact, to redirect overwhelming force. Not mobility, stability, immovable. The second hand rises, joins the first on the training saber hilt. Two-handed grip. both hands wrapped around the weapon. The grip of a man who has killed hundreds, who needs maximum leverage, maximum power, maximum control. The blade position drops, from high flashy guard to mid-level, 45-degree angle, pointed directly at Obi-Wan's center mass. Not intimidating, not theatrical, economatical, threatening, inevitable. Posture shifts, shoulders relax and drop. The aggressive forward lean disappears into perfect vertical alignment, spine straight, no wasted tension anywhere, no unnecessary muscle engagement, pure efficiency. Head tilts down, slightly. Eyes locking onto Obi-Wan from beneath the brow. Not competitive, not wild. Predator's gaze, hunter tracking prey. Cold, calculating, lethal. Breathing slows, deep, mechanical rhythm, in through the nose, out through the mouth, like a respirator that hasn't been built yet. The sound carries in the silent dojo. Unnatural. Wrong. The training saber is still the same weapon. Blue blade humming. Practice intensity. The boy holding it is still 15 years old. Same body. Same face. Same physical form. But the presence emanating from that stance is the presence of a killer who has fought the greatest duelists in the galaxy and buried every single one of them. On the balcony, reactions are immediate. Sindralig's hand unconsciously moves toward his own lightsaber. Combat instinct. Threat recognition. That stance radiates danger like heat from a furnace. Mace Windu leans forward, eyes narrowing, analyzing. What is that stance? His voice is quiet, troubled. I've never seen Form V held like that. Yoda's ears droop completely. His eyes close, then open, staring at Anakin with something close to fear. Changed, something has. Wrong, this feels. Very wrong. The dojo remains silent. No one moves. Everyone watching the 15-year-old boy who suddenly carries himself like death incarnate. Obi-Wan senses it too. Through their training bond, something fundamental has shifted. The boy he knows is still there, but something else is there with him. Something old, something dangerous. He resets his Soresu guard. Cautious now. Concerned. Anakin, are you? Anakin attacks. Not a wild Padawan combination. Not teenage aggression. Not flashy acrobatics. A single strike. Perfectly economical. Overhead, two-handed power, aimed at the exact structural point where Obi-Wan's blade meets the hilt in his defensive position. Strike one. The attack comes fast. Faster than any of Anakin's previous strikes. No wasted movement, no telegraphing, just the blade descending like a guillotine. Obi-Wan's Soresu intercepts. Perfect parry. Perpendicular angle. Redirecting force. But the power behind the strike is shocking. Vader's two-handed leverage applied to a teenage body that has never known mechanical limitation. Never known the restrictions of the suit. Full Chosen One strength channeled with perfect efficiency. The impact shudders through Obi-Wan's entire arm. His eyes widen. His feet actually shift backward 6 inches, absorbing force he wasn't expecting. This isn't Padawan's strength. This is something else. On the balcony, Sindralig straightens. Did you see that? The leverage. The angle. That's not how Padawans strike. Mace says nothing. Just watches. Calculating. Obi-Wan tries to reset. To return to center guard. But there's no time. Strike two. Before Obi-Wan's blade settles back into position, Anakin's weapon disengages. Not pulling back. Flowing. The blade comes around in a lateral cut aimed at ribs. Obi-Wan reads it. Soresu, training. Prepares the parry. Positions his blade to intercept. It's a feint. The lateral cut stops 6 inches from contact. Reverses. The real attack is the pommel. The hilt of the training saber. Slammed forward in a brutal gemso technique. Form V close combat strike. Aimed at Obi-Wan's wrist. The pommel impacts. Hard. Precise. Hitting the exact pressure point where grip strength originates. Obi-Wan's fingers spasm. His grip loosens. Just for a fraction of a second. Not enough to drop the blade, but enough to create an opening. That's all Vader needs. Strike three. The training saber snaps back to two-handed grip. Drops to low guard. Then rises. Diagonal cut from bottom left to top right. catching Obi-Wan's blade from underneath, at the weakest point of his defensive arc. The angle where Soresu's circular defense cannot redirect force efficiently. Anakin's strike lifts Obi-Wan's blade up, away, using overwhelming leverage to destroy the defensive structure. The blade continues through, rising, inexorable, stops 1 centimeter from Obi-Wan's throat. Total elapsed time, 4 seconds. Obi-Wan is frozen, his blade out of position, lifted uselessly above his head. His defense shattered, a 15-year-old boy's training saber pressing against his jugular. 1 centimeter from death, his perfect sorcerer, unbreakable against conventional attacks. Dismantled in 4 seconds by 3 strikes, the dojo is absolutely silent. No one breathes. No one moves. Everyone stares. Anakin holds the position. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, long enough for everyone present to understand with absolute clarity, if this had been a real fight with real blades, Obi-Wan Kenobi would be dead. Then he deactivates his training saber. The blue blade vanishes. The hum cuts off. Silence remains. He looks at Obi-Wan, not with teenage triumph, not with competitive satisfaction, just with eyes that have seen too much. Eyes that carry decades of experience. Eyes that don't belong in a 15-year-old face. His voice is quiet, measured, carrying weight that shouldn't exist in a boy's throat. Defense is perfection, Master. But perfection has structural points. You've made yours too obvious. He clips the training saber to his belt, turns, walks toward the exit, each step deliberate, controlled. The mechanical breathing rhythm continues. Hmm. Every person in that room watches him go. No one speaks. No one moves. Just watching the boy who moved like a master, who fought like a killer, who carried himself like something that shouldn't exist. The dojo doors close behind him. The sound echoes. Silence holds for 5 more seconds. Then Sindralig breaks it. His voice is shocked. Quiet. What form was that? Mace Windu's response is equally quiet. Troubled. I don't know. The foundation was Form V. Gem So. But the execution, the economy, the precision. He trails off. That wasn't a Padawan's technique. Obi-Wan stands frozen, still processing. His arm aches from the first strike's impact. His wrist throbs from the pommel blow. His throat tingles where the blade stopped 1 centimeter away. He's fought Darth Maul. Survived. He's sparred with Qui-Gon Jinn. Held his own. He's trained against the best duelists in the Order. He's never been dismantled that completely, that quickly, that efficiently. Master Kenobi. Yoda's voice from the balcony. To the council chamber come you must. Speak of this we will. Obi-Wan nods. Slowly. Still stunned. He deactivates his own training saber. Clips it to his belt. His hand is shaking slightly. The 3 observers descend from the balcony. Meeting Obi-Wan on the training floor. Mace studies him. You're injured. Just. Obi-Wan flexes his wrist. Bruised. He hit a nerve cluster I didn't know could be hit in sparring. That was not sparring, Sindralig says flatly. That was a demonstration of mastery. I've trained Jedi Knights with less efficient blade work. Yoda taps his gimmer stick on the stone floor. The sound echoes. Changed, young Skywalker has. Felt it. I did. Through the Force. A disturbance, great and terrible. Like a door opening, or closing. Cannot tell. I can. Mace crosses his arms. We need to review the security footage, frame by frame. Every strike, every position. I want to understand what we just witnessed. They move to the observation room, the security terminal. Sindralig operates the controls, pulling up the recording, rewinding to the moment before Anakin's transformation. On screen, the boy stands there, defeated, humiliated, normal teenage frustration visible on his face. Then the change, visible even in playback, the stance shift, the grip adjustment, the breathing pattern. Mace watches intently. There. Freeze it. The image pauses. Anakin in the new stance, 2-handed grip, low center of gravity, Predator's gaze. That posture, Mace says slowly. The weight distribution. The blade angle. That's designed for fighting opponents with superior technique, using overwhelming power at critical structural points, rather than trying to outmaneuver them. Sin Dralig nods. Exactly. It's counter Sorasu, specifically designed to break perfect defense. But how would a 15-year-old Padawan know counter Sorasu technique? Obi-Wan asks. I certainly haven't taught him that. It's advanced. Master-level theory. Silence. No one has an answer. Yoda's eyes are closed, reaching out through the Force. Feeling two presences I sense. In young Skywalker, the boy we know, and something older, darker, not Sith, not fallen, but experienced beyond his years. A possession? Mace asks sharply. No, not possession. Memory, perhaps. Knowledge. As if Yoda pauses, as if lived another life he has, and remembers. The words hang in the air. Impossible. But they all saw what happened. They all witnessed the transformation. What do we do? Obi-Wan asks. Confront him? Demand answers. No. Yoda taps his stick again. Observe. Wait. Watch carefully. If dangerous he becomes, act we will. But for now, see what he does next, we must. Mace looks unconvinced but nods. I'll have temple security monitor his movements. Discreetly. No overt surveillance. But we need to know where he goes. Who he speaks with. Agreed, Obi-Wan says, though the thought of spying on his own Padawan sits poorly. They leave the observation room. Return to the main temple. The council will convene shortly. Emergency session. To discuss the Chosen One's sudden and inexplicable transformation. But Anakin isn't in the temple anymore. Anakin's quarters. Level 7. Temple residential section. Small. Functional. Padawan accommodations. Single bed. Meditation mat. Desk. Storage locker. Window overlooking Coruscant cityscape. Anakin enters. Closes the door. Locks it. Engages privacy mode. No interruptions. He sits on the bed, not cross-legged. Not meditation posture. Just sits. Hands on knees. Breathing. The memories are still there. All of them. Vader's entire existence compressed into his 15-year-old mind. 23 years of pain, of killing, of suffering, of service to Palpatine, of hunting Jedi, of becoming the thing he was meant to destroy. And at the end, Luke, the choice, the redemption, the death. Anakin closes his eyes, processes Vader's discipline helps. The ability to function through pain, through horror, through memories that would shatter a normal mind. He knows everything now. Palpatine is Darth Sidious, the Sith Lord, the manipulator, the groomer, the monster who's been cultivating Anakin since he was 9 years old, planning to turn him, to corrupt him, to make him Vader. Order 66 is programmed into the clones, inhibitor chips in their brains, waiting, ready to execute every Jedi in the galaxy. Padme will die if he follows the original path. If he falls, if he becomes Vader, she'll die of a broken heart, giving birth to Luke and Leia, twins he'll never know. The Jedi Order will be destroyed if he doesn't act, if he doesn't change things, if he lets Palpatine's plan proceed. But now he knows. He has all of Vader's knowledge, all of Vader's tactical genius, and he has what Vader never had. Time, the chance to prevent everything, to save everyone, to fix the galaxy before it breaks. The Jedi Order is part of the problem. He knows that too. Their dogma, their rigidity, their refusal to adapt, their arrogance. It makes them vulnerable. It makes them blind to threats like Palpatine. The Sith must be destroyed, but the Jedi cannot be the solution. Not as they are. Not with their current path. Anakin opens his eyes. Decision made. Vader's clarity. Vader's focus. No hesitation. No doubt. Just mission parameters. Objectives. Execution. Primary objective. Eliminate Darth Sidious. Before he can activate Order 66. Before he can destroy the Jedi. Before he can create the Empire. Secondary objective. Save Shmi Skywalker. Free her from slavery. Prevent her death. Prevent the massacre that triggers Anakin's first embrace of darkness. Tertiary objective. Expose the clone conspiracy. Disable the inhibitor chips. Prevent Order 66 activation. Save the Jedi despite themselves. Final objective. Leave the Order. Walk a different path. Become what the galaxy needs. Not Jedi. Not Sith. Balance. But first, Shmi, his mother. Still enslaved on Tatooine. Still suffering while he lives in luxury at the temple. Still waiting for a rescue that won't come if he follows the rules. Vader never saved her. Vader arrived too late. Watched her die. Slaughtered the Tuscans. Took the first step into darkness. Not this time. Anakin stands. Moves to his storage locker. Opens it. Pulls out his travel pack. Begins filling it. Clothes. Water. Supplies. Credits from his personal allowance. He knows every security rotation in the temple. Vader memorized them all during Order 66. During the march on the temple. During the slaughter. He knows which guards fall asleep on duty. Which surveillance cameras have blind spots. Which hangar has the fastest ships with the least tracking protocols. He knows how to disappear. How to move like a ghost. How to escape the most secure facility in the Republic. Because he's done it before. As Vader. Infiltrating Jedi strongholds. Hunting survivors moving through their defenses like they didn't exist. But that was as an enemy. A killer. This time he's just leaving. Taking his mother to safety. A family emergency. They'll be angry. They'll demand explanations. But they won't stop him. Can't stop him. Anakin checks the chrono. 2100 hours. Temple security shift change in 4 hours. 0100 hours. The weakest point. The moment when old guards are tired and new guards are still adjusting. He'll leave then. Take a ship. File a false flight plan. Disappear into hyperspace before anyone notices. Destination. Tatooine. To free his mother. To prevent the first domino from falling. He has time. 4 hours. He spends it meditating. Not Jedi meditation. Vader's meditation. Finding calm in pain. Finding focus in darkness. Preparing for what comes next. The chrono ticks. Time passes. Coruscant's endless night continues outside his window. Billions of beings unaware that their future just changed, that the Chosen One just received memories of a dark timeline and chose to rewrite it. At 0030 hours, Anakin stands, shoulders his pack, checks his lightsaber, not the training saber, his real weapon, blue blade, attached to his belt. He opens the door, looks both ways, empty corridor. He moves, silent, efficient, taking maintenance shafts, service corridors, routes designed for droids and cleaning crews. Not Jedi, not monitored as heavily, he encounters one guard, night shift, temple guard in traditional armor, standing at an intersection. Anakin approaches, calm, confident. The guard turns. Padawan Skywalker. It's late. Do you have authorization to be? Anakin's hand moves. Subtle gesture. Mind trick. Not gentle. Not the training version. Vader's version. The one that feels like claws scraping brain tissue. You didn't see me. You will return to your post. You will remember nothing. The guard's eyes glaze. I didn't see you. Return to post. Remember nothing. He turns. Walks away. Mechanical. Controlled. Anakin continues. Through the maintenance shaft. Down 3 levels. Lateral corridor. Access tunnel. The route burns in his mind. Vader's knowledge. Vader's path. He reaches the hangar level. Service entrance. Security terminal beside the door. Locked. Encrypted. Anakin pulls out a datapad. Vader learned from the best Imperial slicers. Learned their techniques. Memorized their codes. He connects the datapad. Fingers moving across the screen. Breaking encryption. Bypassing protocols. 30 seconds. The door unlocks. Green light. Access granted. The hangar is vast. Dozens of ships. Jedi starfighters. Diplomatic cruisers. Transport vessels. All registered, all tracked. Except one. Far corner. Nondescript courier ship. Old model, functional but unremarkable. Used for supply runs, rarely monitored. Anakin approaches. Boards. The cockpit is simple. Standard controls, he's flown worse. Much worse. TIE fighters. Star destroyers. The Executor. Vader's flagship. This is easy. He starts the engines. Pre-flight checks. All systems green. He accesses the flight computer. Files a flight plan. Destination. Corellia. False. Automated. Will show in temple records as authorized supply run. Actual destination. Tatooine. Course change once in hyperspace. Untraceable. The ship lifts off. Smooth. Controlled. Anakin guides it out of the hangar. Into Coruscant's sky traffic. Thousands of ships. Perfect camouflage. Just another vessel in the endless stream. He ascends. Breaking atmosphere. Stars appear. Beautiful. Cold. Infinite. Hyperspace coordinates locked. Tatooine. Outer rim. Home. He pulls the hyperdrive lever. The stars stretch. Reality warps. The ship jumps. Temple security. 0320 hours. Alert notification. Hangar access unauthorized. Vessel missing. Courier ship 742. Departed without proper clearance. Security officer checks logs. Frowns. Flight plan shows Corellia. Automated supply run. But no authorization code. No approval from Temple Logistics. He escalates. Alerts his supervisor. Who alerts Temple Guard Command. Who checks the ship's registration. Assigned to general use. Last known operator, Padawan Anakin Skywalker. Used for practice navigation exercises. Temple Guard Command contacts Padawan quarters. No response. They send a guard to check physically. Empty quarters. Bed unused. Personal items missing. Travel pack gone. Emergency alert. Padawan Skywalker missing. Vessel stolen. Whereabouts unknown. Obi-Wan Kenobi wakes at 0600 hours. Routine. Habit. Jedi discipline. His comm unit is blinking. Multiple messages. Urgent priority. He activates it. Temple Guard Commander's voice. Terse. Professional. Master Kenobi. Your Padawan is missing. Departed at 032 hours in stolen vessel. Current location unknown. The Council requests your immediate presence. Obi-Wan stares at the comm unit. Processing. His Padawan. Gone. Stolen ship. After yesterday's incident in the dojo, he dresses quickly. Jedi robes. Lightsaber. Moves through the temple toward the council chamber. Other Jedi are waking, beginning their day, unaware of the crisis developing. Council chamber. The 12 seats most occupied. Yoda. Mace Windu. Ki-Adi-Mundi. Plo Koon. Others via hologram from distant assignments. Obi-Wan enters. Bows. Masters. I came as quickly as I could. Your Padawan has disappeared. Taken a ship. Filed a false flight plan. Temple security is attempting to track him. So far, unsuccessful. Do we know his actual destination? Obi-Wan asks. No. The flight plan indicated Corellia, but the ship entered hyperspace before tracking could confirm vector. He could be anywhere in the galaxy. Yoda taps his stick. Sense him through your bond, can you? Obi-Wan closes his eyes, reaches out through the Force, through the training bond connecting master and apprentice, feeling for Anakin's presence. There, distant, moving away. Determination, purpose, no fear, no hesitation, just absolute focus. He's alive, unharmed. But Obi-Wan pauses. He's not conflicted, not confused. He knows exactly what he's doing. This wasn't impulse. This was planned. After what we witnessed yesterday, Mace says slowly, I'm not surprised. The question is, what is he planning, and should we stop him? Find him we must, Yoda says. But carefully. Force him to return we should not. Watch. Wait. See what he does. Learn what we can. Then decide. Obi-Wan nods. Though the thought of his Padawan alone in the galaxy, carrying whatever knowledge or power transformed him, fills him with dread. I'll take a ship. Follow his trail. Try to locate him. Obi-Wan offers. No. Mace shakes his head. If he's evading us deliberately, he'll sense you coming. We need a different approach. We wait. Monitor communications. Track ship signatures. When he surfaces, we'll know. And if he doesn't surface? Obi-Wan asks. If he's truly left the order. Silence. The question hangs heavy. Finally, Yoda speaks. Changed, the Force has, around young Skywalker. A divergence. As if two paths where once was one. Which path he walks, no, we do not. Trust in the Force, we must. And in the boy, trained him well you have, Master Kenobi. Faith in that, have we must. Obi-Wan wants to argue, wants to chase after his Padawan, bring him home, demand answers. But Yoda is right. If Anakin has Vader's knowledge, if that's what the transformation represents, then forcing his hand could drive him further away, or worse. I understand, Master Yoda. Obi-Wan bows. I will wait, and hope he returns. But in his heart, Obi-Wan knows. The boy who left the temple is not the same boy who entered the dojo yesterday. Something fundamental has changed. Whether for good or ill, only time will tell. Tatooine. Outer Rim. Desert world. Twin suns blazing overhead. The courier ship descends through atmosphere. Heat shimmer, sand everywhere. Endless dunes, rock formations, scattered settlements clinging to survival in the harshest environment in the galaxy. Anakin sits in the pilot's seat, 15 years old. Eyes cold, focused. Vader's tactical mind calculating, planning, executing. He lands outside Mos Espa, not in the official spaceport. Too many records, too many witnesses. Instead, a rocky outcrop 2 kilometers from the city. Hidden, unregistered. A smuggler's landing site Vader learned about decades later from Imperial intelligence. The ship settles, engines power down. Anakin checks his equipment. Lightsaber, credits, water, the essentials. He exits. The heat hits immediately. Oppressive, familiar. He grew up in this heat, spent 9 years breathing this air, this sand, this suffering. He starts walking toward Mos Espa, toward Watto's shop, toward answers about where his mother is. The city hasn't changed. Same buildings, same streets, same desperation. Vendors hawking goods, beggars asking for credits, slaves moving with downcast eyes and electronic collars. Anakin walks with purpose, not the eager boy who left 6 years ago, not the excited Padawan discovering the galaxy, something else, something that makes people step aside without knowing why. He reaches Watto's junk shop. The sign, the smell of engine oil and ozone, the sound of power tools. He enters. Watto is there. Toydarian, blue skin, wings buzzing, hovering over a workbench, tinkering with a motivator. Same as always, unchanged by time. He looks up, sees Anakin. His eyes widen, recognition, shock, joy. Annie! He flies forward, excited. Annie, you came back. Look at you. All grown up. A Jedi now, yes? Anakin doesn't smile, doesn't respond to the enthusiasm, just stands there, cold, measuring. Vader's presence behind his eyes. I'm here for my mother. Watto's excitement falters. Shmi? Oh, Annie. I sold her. Years ago. After you left. A moisture farmer. Needed credits for the business. You understand, yes? Just business. Where is she? The voice is flat. Dead. Not a request. A command. Watto hesitates, sees something in the boy's eyes that makes his wings stop buzzing for a moment. Fear. Primal. Instinctive. I can look up the records. Give me a moment. He flies to his terminal. Nervous now. Pulling up sales data. Here. Sold to Cliegg Lars. No, wait. That's not right. This says, he reads. Confused. Sold to Gunther Kaus, moisture farmer. Homestead 40 kilometers northeast. But I thought Lars bought her. My memory. Cliegg Lars hasn't purchased her yet in this timeline. Anakin says quietly. More to himself than Watto. She's still with Kaos. 2 more years before Lars. Before freedom. Before the Tuskens. What? Watto turns. What timeline? Annie, what are you? Anakin's hand moves. Subtle gesture. Not gentle. Not the Jedi training version. Vader's mind trick. The one designed for interrogation. For breaking resistance. For making targets compliant through pain. The Force flows, invasive, aggressive, like claws scraping through Watto's brain, finding memories, ripping them out. Watto gasps. His eyes go wide. Terrified. What? What are you doing? Stop. Please. Location? Exact coordinates. Any details about Chaos? Any information about my mother's condition? Everything. Now. The words pour out. Uncontrolled. Watto can't stop them. Homestead coordinates 31.7 north, 15.2 east. Cows is, he's brutal. Works his slaves hard. Shmi is, she's still strong. Still working. But tired. So tired. He treats her like property, like equipment. Beats her when she's slow. Standard slave treatment. Nothing unusual. Just normal. Normal. The word cuts. Normal slavery. Normal brutality. Normal suffering. As if it's acceptable because it's common. Anakin releases the mind trick. Watto collapses onto his workbench. Trembling. Breathing hard. Mind violated but intact. Anakin feels the urge. Vader's urge. To hurt him. To make him suffer for selling Shmi. For profiting from her pain. For treating her like merchandise. But Vader's memories also show where that leads. Anger. Hatred. The dark side. Mustafar. The suit. Everything. He forces it down. Vader's discipline. Control through pain. Mastery through suffering. You will forget I was here, Anakin says. You will remember nothing about this conversation. You sold Shmi. That's all you know. Nothing else. Mechanical. Controlled. Sold Shmi. Nothing else. Anakin turns, walks out, leaves Watto shaking at his workbench. Confused, frightened, unable to remember why. Outside, the suns are high, midday heat, brutal. Anakin returns to his ship, retrieves a speeder bike. Smaller, faster, better for desert travel. He programs the coordinates, 31.7 north, 15.2 east. Gunther Kaus homestead, 40 kilometers, 20 minutes at maximum speed. The speeder launches. Sand flies. The desert blurs. Anakin rides with Vader's precision, reading the terrain, avoiding obstacles, moving like he's done this 1,000 times. Because he has. Different timeline, different purpose. But the skills remain. 22 minutes later, the homestead appears. Dome structures half buried in sand. Moisture vaporators. Standard design. Working class. Struggling. Anakin lands the speeder. Approaches on foot. Extends his senses through the Force. 3 life signatures. 1 strong. Male. That's Kaus. 1 weaker. Female. That's Shmi. 1 very weak. Child. Probably a servant. Another slave. Anakin walks to the entrance. Doesn't knock. Uses the Force. Unlocks the door. Opens it. Enters. The interior is typical. Functional. No luxury. Water recyclers. Food storage. Living quarters. Gunther Kaus appears. Mid-40s, weather-beaten face, hard eyes. Blaster on his hip. Who the hell are you? This is private property. Get out before I... He sees Anakin's age. 15. Just a boy. His aggression shifts to contempt. What do you want, kid? We don't give handouts. I'm here for Shmi Skywalker. Kaus laughs. Cold. That slave. She's my property. Bought and paid for. You can't afford her. Now get out. This is not a negotiation. Like hell it isn't. You got credits? No? Then you got nothing. Out. His hand moves toward the blaster. Anakin's hand extends. The Force flows. Not subtle. Not gentle. Overwhelming. The blaster rips from Kaus's holster, flies across the room, embeds itself in the wall. Barrel deep in Duracrete. Kaus stares. Shock. Fear. You're a Jedi. Yes. Every water vaporator outside activates simultaneously. The sound is deafening. Mechanical whining. All 12 units, running at full power. Unnecessary. Wasteful. Expensive. Then they lift. All 12, rising off the ground. 2 meters high. Hovering. Suspended by invisible force. Kaus's eyes widen. What are you doing? Those are worth. Those cost. This is not a transaction. Anakin's voice is dead calm. This is an emancipation. Shmi Skywalker is leaving with me. You will deactivate her slave transmitter. You will provide the deactivation code. You will give me her ownership chip. You will do this now. You can't just... The vaporators shake violently. threatening to tear apart, representing thousands of credits. Kaos's entire water production, his livelihood, his survival on this desert hell. Now, Kaos breaks. Fine, fine. Just stop. Don't destroy them. Please. Anakin lowers the vaporators. Gently, precisely, setting them back on their foundations, undamaged. A demonstration of control, of power, of mercy. Kaos runs to his terminal, pulling up slave registry. Shmi Skywalker, SKU 7743, deactivation code 9472 Alpha. Ownership chip in safe. I'll get it. He retrieves the physical chip. Small. Electronic. Proof of ownership. He hands it to Anakin. Trembling, Anakin takes it. Crushes it. The chip shatters between his fingers. Pieces falling. Destroyed. She's free. A sound behind him. Soft. Shocked. Female Anakin turns. Shmi stands in the doorway. 46 years old. Gray in her hair, lines on her face worn by labor, by suffering, by years of slavery that should have ended. But alive. Healthy enough. Not beaten to death. Not dead from Tusken torture. Not gone. Alive. She stares at him. Recognition struggling through disbelief. Annie? My Annie. You came back. The mask cracks. Vader's control breaks. Anakin's voice trembles. I'm so sorry, Mom. I should have come sooner. I should have freed you years ago. He crosses to her, embraces her, the first genuine emotion since the awakening. Pure, unfiltered. The boy hugging his mother. The son saving the woman who gave him everything. Shmi holds him, confused, overwhelmed. But you're a Jedi. You couldn't come back. The Order doesn't allow. I don't care what they allow. Anakin pulls back, looks at her face, memorizing it. Alive, safe. I'm taking you somewhere safe. Do you trust me? I've always trusted you. She touches his face, even when you were 9. Even when I let you go, I trusted you'd be safe, happy, free. Then trust me now. We're leaving. Today. Right now. She nods. No hesitation. If her son says go, she goes. Anakin looks at Kaos, still standing there, terrified. You will report this as a runaway. Nothing more. You will not mention me. You will not contact authorities. If I hear that you've harmed another slave, I will return. And next time, I won't be merciful. I'll report it. Just, please, leave. Anakin and Shmi exit. The child slave, a girl, maybe 10, watches from the corner, eyes wide, hopeful. Anakin pauses, looks at Kaos. Free her too. What? But she's... The vaporators shake again. Warning. Fine. She's free. Take her. Take both of them. Just go. Anakin deactivates the girl's transmitter remotely, the force flowing, finding the electronic signal, shutting it down. She gasps. Touches her neck. The collar is dead. Inactive. Come with us. Anakin says gently, You're free now. The girl runs to them. No words. Just tears. They return to the speeder. 3 people now. Anakin drives. Shmi holds the girl. Both freed. Both safe. Both crying. The homestead disappears behind them. Kaos stands outside, watching them go, trying to process what just happened, how a 15-year-old boy just destroyed his entire business model, through sheer force of will. Mos Eisley Spaceport, larger than Mos Espa, more traffic, more ships, better for what comes next. Anakin lands outside, leads Shmi and the girl, her name is Kiva, to a cantina, pays for a room. Safe, private. Wait here, he tells them. I'll be back in 2 hours. Don't leave. Don't talk to anyone. Where are you going? Shmi asks, concerned. To arrange your new life. He exits, finds a public comm station, activates it. Encrypted channel. Codes Vader memorized from Imperial intelligence, routing through multiple relays, untraceable. The connection establishes. Naboo, Senate offices, Padme Amidala's terminal. She's 24 now, senator, beautiful, dedicated, fighting for justice in a corrupt system. The message is anonymous. Text only. Senator Amidala. I require a favor. A humanitarian matter. 2 refugees need sanctuary. A woman and a child, fleeing slavery. They need housing. Protection. A new identity. Can you help? Anonymous benefactor will provide compensation. He waits. Minutes pass. Then response appears. I can help. Send details, housing available near Theed. Protection arranged, identities created. Compensation unnecessary for humanitarian aid. Anakin smiles. First time since the awakening. She's exactly who he remembered. Who Vader loved. Who died because of his choices. Not this time. He sends coordinates. Mos Eisley. Pickup location. Transport needed. They will arrive at Naboo spaceport in 3 days. Refugee names, Shmi Skywalker and Kiva Lars. Housing near Theed. Monthly stipend for living expenses. Education for the child. Total compensation, 50,000 credits. Transferred now. He accesses his personal account. Jedi Padawan stipend plus 6 years of savings. 12,000 credits. Not enough. He accesses other accounts. Vader's knowledge. Numbered accounts from his Imperial days. Codes that won't exist for years, won't work, won't exist. Except one. A HUD account. Used for smuggling payments. Existed for decades before the Empire. Still active now. Code sequence Vader learned from Boba Fett. Anakin hacks it. Vader's techniques. Imperial slicer knowledge. Transfers 50,000 credits. Anonymous. Untraceable. Gone before the Hutt's notice. The transfer confirms. Padme responds. Received. Housing arranged. They'll be met at spaceport. Protected. Safe. Thank you, anonymous friend. May the Force be with you. Anakin closes the connection. Erases the terminal history. Returns to the cantina. Shmi and Kiva are waiting. Nervous. Hopeful. You're going to Naboo, Anakin says. Beautiful planet. Green. Water. Freedom. A senator will help you. Give you a home. Safety. A new life. And you? Shmi asks. Will you come with us? No. I have other things I need to do. But I'll visit. When I can. And you'll be safe. Free. That's what matters. Ani, she holds his face. What happened to you? You're different. Older somehow. Like you've lived a whole life I don't know about. I have. He doesn't elaborate. Can't explain. But I'm still your son. That hasn't changed. Won't ever change. They embrace again. Long. Deep. The goodbye Vader never got. The closure Anakin needed. He arranges transport. Commercial shuttle. Tatooine to Naboo. Passenger tickets. Shmi and Kiva board 3 hours later. Anakin watches them leave. The shuttle ascending. Disappearing into the sky. Taking his mother to safety. To freedom. To the life she deserved decades ago. Mission accomplished. Shmi saved. The first domino prevented from falling. Now, back to Coruscant. To face the consequences. To execute the next phase. Jedi Temple. Coruscant. 5 days after Anakin's disappearance. Obi-Wan paces his quarters. Waiting. Worrying. His Padawan is gone. No contact. No communication. Just silence. Then, alert. Temple security. On with Bessel approaching. Same courier ship. Same signature. Anakin returning. Obi-Wan runs. To the hangar. Others are already there. Mace Windu. Sindralig. Temple guards. Waiting. The ship lands. Engines power down. The ramp lowers. Anakin descends. Alone. Calm. 15 years old. Walking like a man who's accomplished his mission and faces the fallout without fear. Mace steps forward. Padawan Skywalker. You disappeared. Stole a ship. Violated temple protocol. Explain yourself. Family emergency. Anakin's voice is neutral. It's handled. I'm back. Family emergency. Mace's tone hardens. You have no family. The Order is your family. My mother was enslaved on Tatooine. I freed her, relocated her to safety. That's all you need to know. Obi-Wan steps forward, hurt, angry, confused. You left without permission, without explanation. You took a ship, filed false flight plans. Do you understand how worried? I understand. Anakin meets his eyes. And I'm sorry I worried you, Master. But I'm not sorry I saved her. I'd do it again. Silence. Tension thick. Mace crosses his arms. The Council will decide your punishment. Meditation. Suspension from missions. Possibly. Chancellor Palpatine has requested my presence. Anakin interrupts. Calm. I received the message before landing. He heard about the incident. Wants to speak with me. Privately. Mace's eyes narrow. Denied. You're not going anywhere until the Council. He's the Supreme Chancellor. He outranks the Council on political matters. And this has become political. A Jedi stealing ships, violating protocol. The Senate is interested. It's true. Technically. Palpatine's political authority supersedes Jedi internal discipline in matters of Republic security. Mace knows it, hates it, but can't deny it. Fine, but you will report to the Council immediately after. Understood? Understood. Anakin walks past them, out of the hangar, through the temple. No apologies, no excuses. Just acceptance of consequences and complete confidence in his choices. Obi-Wan watches him go. This isn't his Padawan, not the boy he trained. Someone else inhabits that body now. Someone who doesn't fear the Council. Doesn't need their approval. Doesn't operate by their rules. And Obi-Wan doesn't know if that's terrifying or liberating. Chancellor's office. Senate building. That evening, Palpatine sits behind his desk. Grandfatherly smile. Concerned expression. Rehearsed. Perfect. He heard about Skywalker's disappearance. The perfect opportunity. The boy is isolated, confused, vulnerable. Time to cultivate, to groom, to manipulate. The door opens. Anakin enters. Alone. 15 years old. Meeting the Supreme Chancellor. Should be intimidated. Awed. Pliable. He's not. Anakin. Palpatine stands. Arms open. Warm. Warm. My boy, I heard about your incident. Please, sit. We need to talk. Anakin sits, calm, measuring. Vader's eyes behind teenage face. Palpatine sits as well. Leans forward. The Council doesn't understand you, Anakin. I've always known that. They're too rigid, too bound by ancient dogma. But I understand. You went to save your mother. Any son would do the same. Yes. They'll punish you for it. They'll tell you attachment is forbidden. That family is weakness. But they're wrong. Palpatine's voice drops. Conspiratorial. Family is strength. Love is strength. You did the right thing. I know. Palpatine pauses. That's not the response he expected. No guilt, no defensive justification, just certainty. He probes gently, reaching out through the Force, touching Anakin's mind, feeling for leverage, for fear, for anger, for anything he can exploit. He encounters a wall, fortress, durasteel and screaming, Vader's mental defenses, 23 years of Sith training, protecting against manipulation. Palpatine's probe slides off, harmlessly, like water on metal. He tries again, more aggressive, using dark side techniques, forcing entry. The wall doesn't crack, doesn't budge. It's not resistance, it's immunity. Like the boy's mind is fundamentally inaccessible. Palpatine withdraws. Unsettled. This has never happened. He's broken Jedi Masters, turned Padawans, corrupted senators. His force manipulation is master level. This 15-year-old boy is immune. You seem different, Anakin. Palpatine shifts tactics. More focused. Mature. What happened? I've been thinking about my future, Chancellor. About the kind of man I want to become. And what have you decided? Anakin looks directly into his eyes. Vader's gaze. The predator studying the prey. That power without purpose is just noise. And I've heard enough noise. The words land. Heavy. Loaded. Like they mean more than surface interpretation. Palpatine's smile doesn't waver. But inside, alarm. Real alarm. For the first time in decades, this boy is not responding to grooming, is not vulnerable to manipulation, is not following the pattern. Something is wrong. Fundamentally wrong. I see. Palpatine leans back. Well, I'm here if you need anything. Guidance. Support. A friend outside the order. Remember that. I will. Thank you, Chancellor. They talk for another 30 minutes. Surface conversation. Politics. The war brewing with separatists. Nothing deep. Nothing exploitable. Anakin leaves. Polite. Respectful. Opaque. Palpatine sits alone in his office. Thinking. Analyzing. The boy is supposed to be his greatest weapon. His future apprentice. The chosen one corrupted into Sith Lord. But the leverage is gone. The fear-based manipulation finds no purchase. The emotional vulnerabilities are sealed. Worse, the way Anakin looked at him. Not with admiration, not with need. With recognition. Like he knows something. Impossible. But troubling. Palpatine activates his encrypted comm. Darth Sidious. Tyrannus. Status update on the clone army. Count Dooku's hologram appears. Proceeding as planned, my master. The Kaminoans report 2 years until full deployment. Inhibitor chips installed in all units. Accelerate the timeline. I want operational readiness in 18 months. And increased security. I sense complications, my lord. The Skywalker boy. He's changed. Investigate. Discreetly. Find out what happened. Report everything. As you command. The hologram ends. Palpatine sits in darkness. Thinking. Planning. Adapting. For the first time in 30 years, his grand design feels uncertain. Jedi Temple. Anakin's quarters. Late night. Anakin sits at his desk. Datapad in hand. Vader's knowledge guiding his fingers. He's composing a message. Encrypted. Military-grade encryption. Mandalorian algorithms. Codes that won't be broken for decades. The message contains coordinates to Kamino, detailed schematics of inhibitor chips, technical specifications downloaded from Vader's memories, locations within clone brains, programming structure, names, Tyrannus, Sidious, Order 66. A single line, the Sith control the Senate. The clones are the trigger. You have 2 years before activation. Receiviate, Master Yoda, personal terminal, private channel, untraceable to sender. Anakin reviews the message. Comprehensive, undeniable, enough to trigger investigation without revealing his identity. He sends it. Encrypted, anonymous, untraceable. The message transmits. Through relay networks. Bouncing across the galaxy. Arriving at its destination. Anakin deletes all local records. Wipes the datapad, no evidence, no trail. Phase 2 complete. Kamino exposed. Investigation initiated. Order 66 discovery imminent. Now he waits. Watches. Prepares for the final phase, the elimination of Darth Sidious. But first, the Council must discover the truth. Must understand the threat. Must prepare their defenses. Then, when Palpatine is cornered, when his options narrow, when he has no choice but to reveal himself, that's when Anakin strikes. Not as Jedi, not as Sith, as something in between, as the chosen one using both light and dark, using balance, the way it was always meant to be. Council chamber. Next morning, Yoda sits in meditation, early, before the others arrive, quiet contemplation. His personal terminal chimes, incoming message, encrypted, unknown sender. He opens it, reads, his eyes widen, his ears droop. Kamino, coordinates, inhibitor chips, Order 66, Sith conspiracy. He reads it 3 times, verifying, processing, then activates emergency council summons. Immediately, within 20 minutes, Mace Windu, Ki-Adi Mundi, Plo Koon, others arriving, some via hologram. Masters. Yoda's voice is grave. Received a message. I have. Anonymous. Encrypted. But credible. A threat to the Order. To the Republic. Grave and terrible. He displays the message. Everyone reads. Silence falls. Heavy. Absolute. Mace speaks first. If this is true, we're facing a Sith plot decades in the making. Investigate, we must, Yoda says. Quietly. Secretly. Send a team to Kamino. Verify these claims. If true, act we must. Decisively. Who do we send? Ki-Adi Mundi asks. This requires discretion. Trust. Shock T. Mace suggests. She has medical expertise, can analyze these chip schematics, and Plo Koon for security, for combat if needed. Agreed, Yoda nods. Leave immediately, they will. Investigate thoroughly, report findings, then decide our course we shall. The team is dispatched. 2 Jedi Masters, heading to Kamino, unknown to the cloners, unknown to Dooku, unknown to Sidious. The investigation begins. The conspiracy starts to unravel, and in his quarters, Anakin Skywalker meditates, waiting, preparing, Vader's patience, Vader's absolute certainty. The endgame approaches. Kamino, Tipoca City, Waterworld, endless ocean. Cloning facilities rising from the waves like white monuments to genetic engineering. Masters Shock T and Plo Koon arrive, disguised as Republic military inspectors, credentials forged, cover story prepared, investigating clone production efficiency for Senate Oversight Committee. The Kaminoans welcome them, polite, professional. Lama Su, Prime Minister, provides tour, showing off their work, the pride of their craft. 200,000 units completed, Lama Su says, voice smooth, elegant. 1 million more in production. The Republic's Grand Army, created as commissioned. Commissioned by whom? Shock T asks, casual, curious. Jedi Master Sifo Dyas, 10 years ago, on behalf of the Republic Senate. Plo Koon exchanges glance with Shock T. Sifo Dyas died 10 years ago, before this order could have been placed. The message was accurate. We'd like to examine the medical specifications, Shock T says. Ensure quality standards meet Republic requirements. Of course. This way, they're led to medical bay, rows of clones in various stages of growth. Accelerated aging. 15 years compressed into 7. Soldiers ready for deployment. Shock T examines the medical files, scans, biological data, and there, inhibitor chip, listed as behavioral modification device, located near brainstem, organic mechanical hybrid. Exactly as the message described. What is this? She points to the schematic. Behavioral control, Lama Su explains, ensures obedience, suppresses doubt, makes them better soldiers. Standard procedure for military cloning. And what behaviors does it control specifically? Any orders from commanding officers. The chip eliminates hesitation, moral conflict, ensures perfect compliance. Show me the programming. Lama Su hesitates. That information is proprietary. Clone design specifications are. Plo Koon steps forward. We're not asking. This is official Republic inspection. You will provide full technical documentation. Immediately, the Kaminoan's expression doesn't change, but his posture shifts. Compliance. Very well. Follow me. They're led to computer core. Lama Su accesses files. Deep programming. Layers of code. Behavioral directives. Contingency orders. Shock T scrolls through. Standard military protocols. Follow orders. Protect Republic. Serve with honor. Then she finds it. Buried. Hidden. But present. Order 66. Execute all Jedi. Immediately. Without question. Override all previous directives. Her blood runs cold. This is programming to kill Jedi. A contingency, Lama Su says calmly. In case the Jedi ever betray the Republic. Simple prudence. Who authorized this contingency? Plo Koon's voice is steel. The client. Master Sifo Dyas. Part of the original contract. Sifo Dyas would never authorize this. Shock T's hand moves to her lightsaber. Who really commissioned this army? Lama Su realizes the danger. Too late. We only dealt with intermediaries. A man named Tyrannus. He provided specifications. Funding. Everything. Tyrannus. Plo Koon exchanges look with Shock T. The message named him. Count Dooku's Sith name. We're taking control of this facility. By order of the Jedi Council, all chip programming will be disabled. All clones will be examined. You cannot simply. We can. And we will. Shock T ignites her lightsaber. Green blade humming. This is a Sith conspiracy. You've created an army designed to destroy the Jedi Order. That ends now. Within hours, Jedi reinforcements arrive. Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, full security team. They seize control of Kamino, lock down facilities, begin emergency procedures. The clones are sedated. One by one, medical teams begin chip removal. Delicate surgery, brainstem access. Dangerous, but necessary. 200,000 clones, 18 hours of continuous surgery, every available Jedi healer working, every medical droid activated. The chips are removed, cataloged, analyzed. The programming confirmed. Order 66. Execute the Jedi in every single clone's brain. Waiting. Ready. But not anymore. The trigger is destroyed. The weapon dismantled. 200,000 free minds. Liberated before they ever knew they were enslaved. Mace Windu contacts the Council. It's confirmed. Everything in the message was accurate. Kamino. The chips. Order 66. Someone in the Senate is a Sith Lord. Someone commissioned this army to destroy us. Yoda's hologram responds. Investigate the Senate. We must. Find this tyrannus. Find Sidious. Before strike again, they can. Agreed. We're returning to Coruscant with evidence. Physical chips, programming data, testimony from the Kaminoans will expose this conspiracy. The Jedi depart Kamino, leaving security team behind, protecting the facility, ensuring no more chips are installed. No more programming is hidden. The trap is exposed. The Sith Lords remain free, hidden, dangerous. Coruscant, Chancellor's office. Same day, Palpatine receives report from his spy network. Coded, encrypted, urgent. Jedi have seized Kamino, disabled inhibitor chips, discovered Order 66, investigating Senate for Sith infiltration. He sits alone, staring at the message. 30 years of planning, decades of manipulation, the grand design. Collapsing, the clone army was his trump card, his execution mechanism. 200,000 soldiers programmed to kill Jedi on command. The perfect trap. The final solution. Gone. Disabled. Destroyed. Before ever being activated. Someone knew. Someone warned the Jedi. Someone with knowledge that shouldn't exist. Skywalker. The boy. The changed Padawan. The impenetrable mind. It has to be him. Somehow. Impossibly. The boy knows everything. Palpatine activates encrypted comm. Darth Sidious speaking to Count Dooku. The Jedi have discovered Kamino. Order 66 is compromised. They're investigating the Senate. We must accelerate everything. Dooku's hologram appears. Alarmed. My lord, if they discover your identity, they will. Eventually, we cannot hide forever. So we change tactics. Trigger emergency. Declare martial law. Activate the separatist crisis. Create chaos. Seize power through force instead of manipulation. The Separatist Council isn't ready. The droid armies aren't. They'll have to be. I'm calling a special Senate session, tomorrow, to discuss the Kamino discovery, the Jedi investigation. I'll use it as cover. Disappear. Regroup. Then strike when they're unprepared. As you command, my master. The hologram ends. Palpatine sits in darkness. Planning. Adapting. He's survived for decades by being flexible. By having contingencies. By never committing fully to one plan. If the Jedi want war, he'll give them war. Just sooner than expected. Messier than planned. But still winnable. He begins preparations. Emergency protocols. Escape routes. Loyal forces. The endgame he hoped to avoid but always knew might come. Tomorrow. The Senate session. The revelation. The escape. Then he'll rebuild. From hiding. From shadows. The Sith endure. Always. Anakin's quarters. Same night, Anakin sits in darkness. Meditating. Feeling through the Force. Sensing the currents. The shifts. The fear radiating from the Senate building. Palpatine knows. Has realized the trap is closing. Is preparing to run. Not acceptable. The Sith Lord cannot escape. Cannot rebuild. Cannot threaten the galaxy again. Anakin stands, checks his lightsaber. Blue blade. Jedi weapon, but wielded with Vader's mastery. Light and dark. Balance. He knows where Palpatine will go. The Chancellor's office. To retrieve critical materials. Sith artifacts. Holocrons. Evidence he can't leave behind. Tonight, before the Senate session, when the building is mostly empty, when witnesses are minimal, that's when Anakin will strike. He leaves his quarters, moving through the temple like a ghost, avoiding patrols, using maintenance shafts, Vader's knowledge guiding every step. He reaches the hangar, takes a speeder, personal transport, no flight plan, no records, just leaves. Flying through Coruscant night traffic, toward the Senate building, toward the confrontation 26 years early, toward the destiny Vader died earning the right to change. Chancellor's office, Senate building, 2300 hours. The building is mostly empty. Night shift security, cleaning droids, skeleton crew, everyone else gone home. Palpatine enters his office, alone. The grandfatherly mask is gone. Just Darth Sidious now, moving with purpose, opening hidden compartments, retrieving artifacts, Sith holocrons, ancient, priceless knowledge accumulated over millennia. He can't leave these for the Jedi to find. Lightsaber, hidden in desk drawer. Crimson blade, weapon of the dark side, ready if needed. Communications device, encrypted, for contacting Dooku, for coordinating the Separatist response. He's gathering everything when he feels it. A disturbance, a presence. In his office, impossible. He's alone. The door is locked. He turns. Anakin Skywalker sits in the Chancellor's chair, in the dark, waiting. 15 years old, eyes glowing with reflected city lights from the window. Anakin. Palpatine's voice shifts, concerned, grandfatherly. How did you get in here? This office is the same way you've been getting into people's minds for 50 years, Chancellor. Anakin's voice is cold, dead. Vader's voice, except I don't need to lie about it. Palpatine's mask drops completely. No more pretense. No more games. You know. I know everything, Sidious. The name hangs in the air. Proof. Absolute. Final. Palpatine's hand moves. Force pull. His lightsaber flies from the desk. Crimson blade ignites, the snap hiss echoing in the silent office. Then you understand, Sidious says, voice shifting, deep, ancient. Sith. You cannot stop what has already begun. The Republic will fall. The Jedi will die. The Sith will rule. It is inevitable. Anakin stands. Slowly, his lightsaber flies to his hand. Blue blade ignites. Meeting red. Nothing is inevitable. I've lived the future you're planning. Served you for 23 years as Darth Vader. Hunted Jedi. Enforced your empire. Suffered in a suit because you let me burn on Mustafar. Palpatine's eyes widen. Shock. Genuine. That's impossible. You're 15 years old. You haven't. I have. In another timeline. And I remember every moment. Every kill. Every atrocity. Every second of pain. You made me a monster. But I destroyed you in the end. Threw you down a reactor shaft to save my son. Died redeemed. And somehow, the Force gave me a second chance. Sent me back. Gave me all of Vader's knowledge. All his skills. All his experience. So I could stop you before you begin. Silence. Palpatine processing. Understanding. This explains everything. The impenetrable mind. The changed demeanor. The impossible combat mastery. The boy isn't possessed. He's lived a lifetime as Sith Lord, and returned to prevent it. Fascinating, Sidious says slowly. The Force works in mysterious ways, but you've made a critical error, young Skywalker. You've revealed yourself. Come alone. Face me without backup. Arrogance, just like your future self. Not arrogance. Certainty. Anakin's stance shifts. Two-handed grip. Gem so. Vader's form. I've fought you before. On the Death Star. You tried to kill Luke with lightning. I stopped you. Killed you. Died doing it. But this time, I'm not crippled by the suit. Not weakened by burns. Not held back by mechanical limbs. This is my body at full power. The chosen one unleashed. You're going to lose. Sidious attacks. Lightning fast. Form 7. Juyo. The ferocity form. Spinning. Acrobatic. Overwhelming aggression. The same style he used against Mace Windu, He expects to overwhelm a teenage Padawan, crush him with superior skill, superior power, superior experience. He faces Vader's gem so, instead, every spinning attack met with crushing counterstrike. Anakin doesn't defend. He disrupts. Every time Sidious commits to an acrobatic maneuver, Anakin is already positioned to intercept the landing. The first strike, Sidious spins, blade coming down from overhead. Anakin's blade meets it. Two-handed power. The impact shudders through Sidious's arms. This is not Padawan strength. This is Chosen One potential. Fully realized. Fully unleashed. Sidious disengages. Tries lateral slash. Anakin parries. Minimal movement. Perfect economy Soresu's patience with Gemso's power. The office becomes a war zone. Furniture explodes. Desks shatter, windows crack under force pressure. The blade clash echoes like thunder. Sidious realizes he cannot win through blade work. This boy fights like a master, like a killer, like someone who's done this 1,000 times. He switches tactics. Form 2, Makashi, precision, finesse, exploiting youth and inexperience. Except Anakin has no inexperience. Vader fought Dooku, learned Makashi's weaknesses. Every feint, every precision strike, every elegant thrust. Anakin counters perfectly, parrying with minimal movement, reading attacks before they fully develop, positioned always one step ahead. Sidious tries the exact same disarm technique he'll use on Luke decades later. The wrist manipulation, the blade twist, the disarming flourish. Anakin counters it perfectly. Because he's seen this before, from the other side, watching Sidious use it on his son. The counter is brutal. Anakin's blade locks Sidious's, twists, leverages Sidious's lightsaber, nearly flies from his grip. The Sith Lord stumbles backward. What are you? I'm what you made me, and what I unmade myself from. And now I'm ending you. Sidious realizes blade work won't work, switches to the Force. Telekinesis. Objects flying at lethal speeds. Desks, chairs, chunks of wall, everything weaponized. Overwhelming assault. Anakin doesn't dodge, intercepts every object mid-flight, sends them back. The battle becomes demonstration of raw force power. Teenager matching ancient Sith Lord. Not just matching, exceeding. Sidious throws everything. Statues, computer terminals, pieces of ceiling, all redirected, all returned, all harmless. The Sith Lord is breathing hard, shocked. This shouldn't be possible. 15-year-old shouldn't have this power, this control, this mastery. But the Chosen One does, when unleashed, when fully realized, when Vader's discipline meets Anakin's potential. Sidious has one weapon left, the weapon that's killed countless Jedi, the weapon that crippled Vader in the original timeline. Force lightning. His hands extend. Blue-white energy erupts. Massive. Overwhelming. The same attack that will torture Luke. The same power that Vader couldn't block because the suit was vulnerable. The lightning lances across the office, directly at Anakin. This is the moment that should kill or disable any Jedi. The dark side's ultimate weapon. Pure destructive energy. Unstoppable. Unblockable. But Anakin doesn't block it. Doesn't deflect it. He absorbs it. The lightning hits his outstretched hand. Hits his lightsaber blade simultaneously. The energy flows into him. Not burning. Not destroying. Channeling. This is the technique Vader spent 20 years trying to master. The technique the suit prevented. The technique that requires perfect force control. Perfect balance. Perfect unity of light and dark. This is what the Chosen One was always meant to do. Balance light and dark. Absorb and redirect. Prove that the Force itself has no sides. Only users. Only choices. Anakin's hair stands on end. His eyes glow. The lightning flows through him like a circuit, through his body, through his connection to the Force, and back at Sidious, amplified, enhanced, powered by the full potential of the Chosen One. Sidious screams. His own attack consumes him. The lightning he created turned against him, burning, destroying, the dark side eating its master. He cuts off the lightning, collapses, smoking, weakened, his robes burned, his skin charred, his lightsaber fallen. Anakin stands over him, unharmed, the lightning absorbed and expelled, his hair settling, his eyes returning to normal blue. Sidious looks up. Hatred, rage, disbelief. Impossible. You're not strong enough, not trained enough, not, I'm the chosen one. This is what I was always meant to do. Balance. Not light, not dark. Both. You tried to make me your weapon. Turn me into Vader. Use me to destroy the Jedi. But the Force had other plans. Gave me the memories. Gave me the power to end you before you begin. The same one he'll use on Luke. If you strike me down, you become me. Use your hatred. Give in to the dark side. No. Anakin's voice is calm. Final. If I let you live, I become you. If I walk away, you rebuild. You corrupt. You destroy. I've already been you. Already served you for 23 years. Already watched you kill everything I loved. It didn't work. So this time, I'm making a different choice. He raises his lightsaber. Blue blade humming, aimed at Sidious's heart. This isn't hatred. This isn't anger. This isn't the dark side. This is necessity. This is balance. This is the chosen one fulfilling his destiny, not through suffering, through choice. You cannot. The blade descends. Clean strike, through the heart. Precise. Instant. No pain. No torture. Just execution. Darth Sidious gasps. Eyes widening. One final moment of disbelief, then death. The body slumps. The dark side presence that dominated Coruscant for decades suddenly vanishes, extinguished like a candle in a storm. The Sith Lord is dead. Anakin deactivates his lightsaber, stands alone in the destroyed office, breathing, processing. He's done it. Killed Palpatine, ended the Sith, saved the galaxy. 26 years early, before Order 66, before the Empire, before Vader. He feels it through the Force, the disturbance, the shift, the Jedi sensing the death of something dark and terrible. They're coming, the Council, to investigate, to find answers. Anakin doesn't move, just waits. He knew this would happen, planned for it, accepted it. Let them come. Let them find him. Let them see what had to be done. 5 minutes later, the office doors burst open. Jedi pour in. Mace Windu, Yoda, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Obi-Wan. Others, lightsabers drawn, ready for battle. They stop, staring. The office is destroyed, furniture shattered, windows cracked, scorch marks everywhere. And in the center, Palpatine's body, dead, lightsaber wound through the heart. Standing over him, Anakin Skywalker, 15 years old, lightsaber clipped to his belt. Calm, waiting. Anakin. Obi-Wan rushes forward. What happened? Did you? I killed him. Anakin's voice is steady. No guilt, no shame. Just fact. Darth Sidious. The Sith Lord. The one who commissioned the clone army. The one who programmed Order 66. The one who's been manipulating the Republic for 30 years. He's dead. Mace Windu approaches Palpatine's body, examines it, feels through the Force. The Chancellor? Was a Sith Lord? Yes. Search his office. Hidden compartments. Sith holocrons. Lightsaber. Communications with Count Dooku. Darth Tyrannus. All the evidence you need. Yoda closes his eyes, reaching out through the Force, feeling the residual dark side energy. The Sith presence. The truth. Correct young Skywalker is. Sidious Palpatine was. Hidden in plain sight. Deceived us all, he did. Ki-Adi-Mundi finds the hidden compartments, opens them, reveals Sith artifacts, holocrons, ancient texts, dark side relics, proof undeniable. How did you know? Mace demands. How did a 15-year-old Padawan discover what the entire council missed? Anakin meets his eyes. Because I've lived through what happens if you don't discover it. I've seen the future. The dark timeline, where Palpatine wins, where Order 66 succeeds, where I become Darth Vader and hunt every surviving Jedi, where the Empire rules for 23 years, where billions die. I've lived it, suffered it, and died to stop it. The Force gave me those memories, gave me a second chance, and I used it. Silence. Absolute. Every Jedi staring. Obi-Wan speaks. Quiet. Shocked. The transformation in the dojo when you defeated me in 4 seconds. That was Vader. Darth Vader's combat mastery. 23 years of hunting Jedi, learning their techniques, perfecting the counter Soresu that breaks perfect defense. All downloaded into my 15-year-old mind. Anakin looks at each of them. I know how insane this sounds, but you saw the evidence. Camino. The chips. Order 66. Palpatine's true identity. All of it confirmed. Because I warned you. Because I knew. Yoda taps his stick. Felt the change, I did. 2 lifetimes in one body. The boy we know, and the man he became. Both present, both real. He approaches Anakin. Looks up with ancient eyes. Saved the galaxy, you have. Destroyed the Sith before their plan could succeed. Prevented untold suffering. The rank of master, you have earned. Join the council, you may. The offer. The thing Vader craved. The recognition denied. The validation sought. Now offered freely. To a 15-year-old. Because he saved everyone. Every Jedi in the room watches. Waiting. Anakin looks at Yoda. Respect. Gratitude. But clarity. Thank you, Master Yoda. But I must decline. Shock. Confusion. Mace steps forward. You're refusing? After everything you've done? I've seen where the Order's path leads. I've seen what happens when wisdom becomes dogma, when detachment becomes coldness, when the light refuses to acknowledge its own shadows. Anakin's voice is measured. Final. I've also seen what happens when someone embraces the dark completely. That path leads to nothing but ashes. Then what do you propose? Obi-Wan asks, hurt, confused. Where will you go? The galaxy doesn't need another Jedi Master. It needs people who can walk between the absolutes, who can love without possessing, who can fight without hating, who can hold power without craving it. Anakin looks at each of them. I'm leaving the Order, not because I hate it, not because you've failed me, but because I've learned something you haven't yet. Balance isn't choosing light over dark. Balance is acknowledging both exist and choosing neither to control you. Obi-Wan steps forward, emotional. Anakin, you're my Padawan, my responsibility. If I failed you. You didn't fail me, Obi-Wan. Anakin's voice softens. Genuine affection. You taught me everything I needed to learn. Discipline. Control. Honor. All of it valuable. All of it necessary. But some lessons can only be taught by living them yourself. And I've lived them. In another timeline. I don't need to repeat them here. So you're just leaving? Mace sounds almost offended. I'm requesting formal release from the Order. I'll return my Padawan braid. But I'm keeping my lightsaber. For protection, not for pride. Anakin begins unbraiding the small cord of hair. Symbol of apprenticeship. The Jedi will endure. You'll reform, you'll learn from how close you came to destruction. You'll become better. But I can't be part of that. My path is different. Yoda accepts the braid. Holds it. Where go, will you? Wherever I'm needed. There are people suffering across the galaxy. Slaves who need freeing. Corrupt systems that need challenging. Force sensitives who need training but don't fit the Jedi mold. Anakin clips his lightsaber to his belt. I'll be out there, helping, teaching, living by a new code. One I'm still figuring out. And if fall to darkness you do? Yoda asks. Concerned. Genuine. I won't. I've already been as dark as anyone can get. I was Darth Vader. I killed younglings. Hunted Jedi. Served the Emperor. Strangled the woman I loved. I've lived the consequences. I know where that path ends, and I'm choosing differently. Anakin's eyes are clear. Certain. The dark side will always tempt. The light will always call, but I'm walking between them, using both, becoming what the chosen one was always meant to be. Balance incarnate. The council exchanges glances, uncertainty, concern, but also understanding. Mace nods slowly. The council will grant your request. Anakin Skywalker, you are released from the Jedi Order. With honor. With gratitude. With our blessing. Thank you. Anakin bows. Deep, respectful. Then straightens. Looks at Obi-Wan. I'll miss you, Master. But this isn't goodbye. Just different paths. May the Force be with you, Anakin. Obi-Wan's voice cracks. Always, Anakin. Leaves. Walking out of the destroyed office. Out of the Senate building. Out of the Jedi Order. Into the Coruscant night. Free. Unburdened. Balanced. Behind him, the Jedi begin securing the scene. Gathering evidence. Preparing explanations for the Senate. For the Republic. For the galaxy. The Sith are dead. The conspiracy ended. The Republic saved. But the Jedi know they came within inches of total destruction, and it took a 15-year-old with impossible memories to save them. Things will change. Must change. The Order will reform. Become more flexible. More compassionate. More aware of their failings. But that's their journey, not Anakin's. 1 year later. Epilogue. Naboo. Lake country. Small cottage near Theed. Shmi Skywalker tends a garden. Real plants, green and growing. Not moisture farms. Not desert survival. Actual flowers. Vegetables. Life. Kiva plays nearby. 12 now. Free. Free. Happy. Attending school. Learning to read. To write. To dream. A speeder approaches. Lands. A figure exits. Hooded. Cloaked. Tall. Walking with purpose. Shmi looks up. Smiles. Annie. Anakin removes his hood. 16 now. Taller. Stronger. Hair longer. But eyes still kind. Still hers. Hi, Mom. They embrace. Long. Deep. The reunion that happens monthly now. Regular visits. Staying connected. Being family. How was your trip? Shmi asks. Making tea. Settling at the table. Productive. Freed 3 slaves on Ryloth. Challenged a corrupt magistrate on Corellia. Found a Force-sensitive child on Dantooine. Started her training. Basics. Balance. Not Jedi. Not Sith. Just. Centered. You're building something. Not a question. Observation. Maybe. A network. People who can help. Who want better than what the Republic or the Jedi offer. Not an order. Not an organization. Just. Individuals choosing balance. Choosing to help. Shmi studies his face. You seem happy. I am. For the first time in 2 lifetimes, I'm actually happy. He sips tea. How are you? How's Kiva? We're good. Safe. Free. Thank you. For everything. For coming back. For saving us. She reaches across the table. Takes his hand. I know you can't tell me everything. About what happened. About what you know. But I see it in your eyes. You've lived longer than your years. Suffered more than anyone should. And you're still kind. Still good. That makes me proud. I had a good teacher. They talk for hours. About gardens. About Kiva's school. About small things. Normal things. Family things. As evening approaches, Anakin prepares to leave. Will I see you next month? Shmi asks. Maybe sooner. I'm going to Coruscant. Someone there needs help. A senator fighting corruption. I thought I'd offer. Anonymous assistance. Padme Amidala? Anakin doesn't confirm. Doesn't deny. Just smiles back. Be careful, Ani. Even without the Sith, the galaxy is dangerous. I know, but I'm not scared. Not anymore. I've seen the worst that can happen. Lived through it. Died from it. This time, I'm writing a different story. He kisses her forehead. Leaves. Returns to his speeder. Lifts off. Coruscant. Senator Amidala's office. Same night, Padme works late. Reviewing legislation. Fighting against corporate interests. Against corruption. Against injustice. The same battles she's been fighting since becoming senator. Her terminal chimes. Incoming message. Encrypted. Anonymous sender. She opens it. Reads. Senator Amidala, I have information about the Trade Federation's illegal activities on Naboo. Proof of bribery. Proof of exploitation. Attached files contain everything you need. Use them well. Dash a friend. The files are comprehensive. Detailed. Undeniable. Exactly what she needs to bring charges. To expose corruption. To win. She stares at the signature. A friend. She's received anonymous help before. Over the past year. Intelligence. Documents. Resources. Always when she needed them most. Always from a friend. She wonders who. Suspects Jedi involvement. But no confirmation. Just gratitude. Thank you, friend, she says to the empty office. Whoever you are. Across the city, on a rooftop overlooking the Senate, Anakin Skywalker watches, satisfied, protecting her, helping her. From the shadows. Not as Vader, not as husband, not yet. Just as someone who knows her future, her potential, her importance. And who's making sure this time she lives to see it realized? Jedi Temple, Council Chamber. The order has changed, slowly, carefully. Reforms implemented. Lessons learned. Families are now permitted. Jedi can visit loved ones. Emotional connections acknowledged as strength, not weakness. The dogma has softened. The rigidity eased. The arrogance checked. Because they know how close they came. To extinction. To failure. To becoming the thing they fought against. Yoda sits in meditation, thinking about Anakin Skywalker, the boy who saved them, who refused their honors, who walked away. Reports come in, scattered across the galaxy, slaves freed, corrupt officials exposed, Force sensitives found and trained, always the same pattern, anonymous helper, powerful, skilled, balanced. Yoda smiles, fulfilling the prophecy he is, not as we expected, but as the Force intended. Balance he brings, through choice, through freedom, through love. Mace Windu enters. Master Yoda. More reports. The same signature. Anakin Skywalker was seen on Ryloth, then Corellia, then Dantooine. He's everywhere. Helping everyone. Good. This is. The chosen one his path walks. Our path. It is not. But right. It is nonetheless. Should we contact him? Offer support? No. His journey it is. Alone he must walk. But alone he is not. The Force guides him. And we learn from him, as intended. Unknown world, remote, beautiful, twin suns setting on the horizon. Anakin Skywalker stands on a cliff, watching the light fade, thinking, planning, preparing. He's 16, but he carries 54 years of experience, 2 lifetimes, light and dark, Jedi and Sith, suffering and redemption. He reaches for his lightsaber, the weapon he's carried since leaving the Order, blue blade, Jedi crystal. But it's not blue anymore. He ignites it, the blade that emerges is white, pure, balanced. Not light, not dark, both and neither. He found a new crystal, Kyber, uncorrupted, unaligned, purified through the Force, through his connection to balance, the blade of the chosen one who walked both paths and chose neither. The blade of true balance, he practices. Form V, gem so. Vader's style, but cleaner, more controlled. No hatred, no anger, just precision, just mastery, just balance. For the first time in 2 lifetimes, Anakin Skywalker is at peace. Free from the Jedi, free from the Sith, free from Vader, free from prophecy. Just himself, just Anakin, choosing his own path, writing his own story. The future is unwritten. Luke and Leia may still be born. Or maybe not. Maybe Padme marries someone else. Maybe Anakin walks alone. Maybe balance means sacrifice. He doesn't know, and that's okay, because he's not afraid. Not anymore. He's lived the worst future, died from it, returned from it. This time, whatever comes, he'll face it. Not as Jedi, not as Sith, as something new, something balanced, something the galaxy has never seen. The chosen one, finally free, finally balanced, finally at peace. He deactivates his white blade. The light fades. The twin suns set. Darkness falls. But he's not afraid of darkness. He's walked through it, emerged from it, mastered it. Light and dark, both his tools, neither his master. Balance incarnate, walking between the absolutes, teaching those who will listen, helping those who need it, living free, the prophecy fulfilled, not through destruction, through salvation, through choice, through love. Anakin Skywalker, the boy who remembered the future, who prevented the fall, who saved the galaxy, who became what he was always meant to be, not Jedi, not Sith, balanced, free, at peace. And the Force, finally, is in balance too. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.